Hey guys, and welcome to this brand new video. I'm here with Harry, a good friend and a good client of mine. We've been working together for roughly 5 weeks, I would say, and he's made a crazy journey. He's made some amazing progress with his brand and his coaching business. And yeah, on this video, I just wanted to go into some things that can help you guys. So some things that can help you guys in your own business, and hopefully you guys can learn a lot from Harry and what he's transitioned to with his business. And I'm going to ask him some questions. He's going to give you his story on what he's able to build, and hopefully you guys can learn something along the way. Welcome, Harry, to the video.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
So introduce yourself, man. Obviously there might be some people looking at your name and be like, "Holy shit, it's the GOAT"
Yeah,
on the call. So
yeah,
introduce yourself.
yeah. So I'm Harry. I've been running the Bold Cafe YouTube channel for over 7 years now. Almost eight actually. Been going. The mission stayed strong. It's there to help people kind of accept, embrace, move past baldness. But it has taken kind of like evolutions along the way. At the start, it was just kind of sharing my own story. Then a lot of other guys came forward to share theirs, and now it's kind of all come together to just help as many men as I can move past this huge road bump that is hair loss. That a lot of men experience and really get stuck with. So yeah, been going 7 years and still going strong.
Awesome. Yeah, so tell the audience like a little bit about the business side.
Mm,
Obviously, you're doing this full time.
yeah.
Tell people about like, obviously, you started the channel from a place of giving, right? You wanted to give people a resource to help people with the struggles that you were going through.
Yeah.
But then ultimately, it was a mechanism to fuel your life and do what you love for a living. Tell
Mm.
people a little bit about the business journey and what you've tried in the past and all sorts of stuff like that. Like how did the business start? How did it evolve over time?
Yeah, I mean, I was even interested in kind of trying to do my own thing, way before Bold Cafe. So the fact that I even started that YouTube channel was because I was, putting stuff out online, and at the time I was trying to code an app was going to be my thing, and a clothing brand as well. I dabbled with that. That's very much part of my own journey of kind of growth because I was doing those things before hair loss, and hair loss like consumed all my energy to the point where I gave up on those things. But after sharing my story, it very quickly was apparent that this was actually helping people. Right? I just thought, there was a few guys that had made videos on hair loss before me, and they helped me like a lot. So I thought, if my story can help, classic, right? If my story can help one
Yeah.
person, then I need to put it out there. And it very quickly helped way more than one person. And I think my own journey with hair loss and just how much it changed me in a positive way, the kind of impact of that on my own life was so strong. I just thought I have to help other guys go through this kind of transformation, right? But in order to do that, you want to grow it as big as you can, right? You want to be able to capture as big an audience as you can, resources, and as many stories as I could. Well, that does take a lot of work and a lot of effort, right? And so it was always my dream to go full time with this. But hey, you still have to eat, right? You still have to put a roof over your head and whatnot. So I was like, well, I need to go full time with this. And at the time, yeah, I was making some money through like the ad revenue. But if anyone is, done YouTube, that is so, up and down, so unpredictable. Even for massive channels, it can vary so much month to month. And it's largely out of your hands. But I became obsessed, to be honest, with wanting to develop a resource that could genuinely like transform someone's situation, not just help a bit. Like I wanted to create something that could take guys completely past this huge sticking point, which is I want to move past hair loss, right? I want to embrace it and I want to completely overcome it. And so I dabbled with, I wrote a few books, a few ebooks. I did like an online course and things like that. But there were two reasons why I eventually landed on coaching. And the first one was, maybe people watching this have been guilty of this themselves, where you'll buy an ebook or you'll buy a resource, right? And unless there's a significant like buy-in, maybe you'll skim through the first few chapters, first few videos. I mean, I did this with the coding course I did, or other things on Udemy or learning platforms where you buy it. You're all like energized to do it, and then you'll like do a few of the modules, and then that kind of ends, right?
Yeah.
A bit with the ebook as well. I made the mistake of making it perhaps too detailed to the point where I wanted to cover everything. So the completion rate was perhaps a bit too low. And then people weren't getting results because they weren't even reading the entire book, right? And then I had coaching myself about 4 years into my journey with Bold Cafe. And it was like incredible for me. It was the thing that really allowed me to actually make progress. This was in like other life stuff I had going on.
Yeah.
But not only that, when I think about the thing that unlocked the kind of insight for me to move past my own balding was a conversation I'd had with someone, right? So I was all stuck in my own head, like thinking my life was going to be over, thinking the world was going to fall around. Literally, that's the best way to put it. I thought my life was going to be over, ugly, never getting laid again, like never going to make a cent because who's going to hire a 26-year-old bald man? And then I had a conversation with someone about this, someone who I trusted and could just get it all off my chest. And in doing that, I could finally see the problem from a different perspective. And through that, I was able to to question those like self-limiting beliefs, question all of this stuff that was going on in my head. And that was genuinely the thing that unlocked it for me, unlocked that ability to move past this problem once and for all. So that was hugely influential. And then I ended up doing a life coaching course for like 6 months online. It was very expensive, but it was good fun. And I learned a lot. I learned how to like truly listen, because I had all these guys reaching out to me like, can I just talk to you? I just need someone to talk to, because it's an embarrassing thing to talk about with friends and family or whatever. And so I thought, right, before I actually have these conversations, I need to really know what I'm doing. So I went through the training. And then, straight away, it was like amazing to have these conversations with someone, and I guess offer the very thing that helped me, being now able to offer that to other guys, right? And sharing that experience too. And then I knew, right, this is what I really want to do. But I then had to push past another self-limiting belief, which was, can I actually do it? It's the human affliction, right? Like, who's going to really like want to do this and all the rest of it? And that was when I stumbled upon your content. And it was the thing you said about shifting. What is it that you said
beliefs?
About shifting beliefs. And I thought, that is the exact thing that I'm trying to do with people, where they think this whole balding stuff is going to ruin their life, when actually it's the very start of an incredible life. But they need that shift in belief. So we had a few DMs, right? And then on the call, I mean, you basically said to me like, dude, if you don't do this, you are insane. And not only that, it's like, I would say this to anyone, like if you are genuinely passionate about helping people change their lives, helping people solve a problem, and I do think you genuinely do need that hunger in you to like be truly passionate about helping people. The way I kind of had to frame it in the end was, you're actually doing a disservice by not offering this to people. Because if you can actually help change someone's life, right, you not putting yourself out there in that way is not allowing that person to have the change that they need, right? And so if you can help them do that, I mean, the first thing you got to do is put yourself out there and do it. And that was one of the first things that I needed and got from yourself. Yeah.
That's epic, man. That's been quite a journey. So tell the audience, like, what was the change? Like, obviously you've been working together for a little bit now. What was the change of before and after? Like, how have things changed in your life, and how much more inspired and motivated? Like, just tell people the whole process.
I think getting clear on, properly delivering for clients, like being able to share your coaching practice, your coaching business, whatever you want to call it, in a way that is also like aligns with who you are, right? Aligns with your brand, or, you don't have to change yourself. It's about finding like your own way of doing that properly. And I think with the stuff that you offer with Creator One is being clear on the, I guess a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, I'd call it, like this, the systems and stuff. When you're clear on that, you can kind of like then add your personality into it, right? That was another thing for me. Because I was unsure about actually like the running of a successful coaching business in terms of like, you know, having onboarding calls and what questions to ask to qualify for people that can actually benefit from this and aren't just looking to like, I don't know, they don't even know why they're on the call, right? And getting past those things, you can really focus on delivering for clients, which at the end of the day, like is the thing that's actually going to allow you to do this successfully. Is if you can have everything else taken care of, like in an easy and understandable way, even to just like what ads you should be putting together or content strategies. You can focus on what really matters. Like you can use a lot of your energy for what really matters, which is delivering for your clients, right? And I think I've got to say a big part of it is just having that confidence as well. It's like when you have someone there to hold you accountable and say like, you can do this, like this can be fun as well. That was another huge thing. You know, it's like I was kind of stressed about it, thinking like,
Yeah.
this is a
I
stressful
remember
thing.
I was telling Harry, I was like, dude, like this is fun. Like this is something you're meant to do.
Yeah.
And I think over time you realize that it is fun and that it is like you're so passionate about what you do.
Mm.
And I feel like it's just unlocked a new level to the depth in what you're doing
Yeah.
that is making everything better. Like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like for someone to be doing the YouTube thing for 8 years,
Mm.
that shows dedication and now helping people with your coaching offer. It's just a whole new depth to the game. It's all new like experience.
Yeah.
And I think that's given you a lot of fulfillment. Um, Obviously you've unlocked new financial goals. Tell people, you don't have to say specifics if you don't want to, but tell people what your goals are and where you want to bring, you know, Bold Cafe, how you want to structure it, who you want to help and that type of thing.
Yeah. I think, you know, in terms of financials, I mean, let's be real, like the more money you can make from this, the more you can put in terms of, we've literally just had a call before this, right? And talking about me wanting to film some like new content ideas and things like that. Well, you can't do that for nothing, right? That doesn't just happen. So, and in that way, in doing so, able to shoot this, because I love that. I geek out on cameras. Like I do like shooting videos and stuff like that. I like to go on a lot of trips. I call them like bold maxing trips and things like that. That can, I guess, it's another way of sharing the message to an audience, which might be the very thing that can unlock that for someone, right? So that's a big thing I'm about, not just like doing the same thing. In order to try new ideas, you need kind of income for that. But I do see a space where I'd like to experiment with perhaps group coaching, because, you know, someone literally said to me the other day, they were like, hey, maybe if you had some kind of like group where like guys meet every week or something, like I feel like that could really help me. And that isn't something I offer at the moment, but we've talked about that, right? And I think genuinely, like, working with guys as well, this is another thing you'll kind of learn, is working with guys who have like real ambition and the type of person that you really want to work with, the type of customer, and that buy-in is a real thing, you know, like that buy-in for some people, the price, especially I feel like for what I offer of changing someone's life, right, is essentially priceless for a lot of people when you think about it, right? If you're unlocking all of this potential for someone, then the benefit is huge on both sides. So I got big goals, you know, and obviously I want to be able to grow this to, I guess, fulfill that day one mission, which is helping as many people as I can, and being able to do this on this very intimate one-on-one level, almost impossible to put into words how amazing it feels, like genuinely. So yeah, I butchered that a bit in terms of being able to describe that, but it's almost indescribable how good it is. And yeah, shout out to all the guys that are really putting in the work and getting the results.
That's epic, man. That's epic. I think we can pretty much, you know, wrap things up here. I mean, you've got a long way to go. It's just pretty much the beginning for you.
Yeah, we're just starting. Yeah.
We're just starting. In terms of the goals, it's pretty clear you want to help more men. Obviously, financially, you're also able to provide for yourself and do epic stuff, go on more bold maxing trips and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Tell people that are maybe watching this, they maybe got a coaching program, maybe they're in a similar position to you. Maybe they've been working on providing a lot of content for people for a long time and they're just kind of scared to take that leap and maybe have that confidence issue of being like, I don't know if I can help these people. I remember on our call, I was like, even in the DMs, I'm like, I told you I'll kill you if you don't start a coaching program.
Yeah.
Like, what, tell that person, like, walk that person through, like, you're coaching them. Like, what do you think is the steps they need to take to build that coaching program and provide that value?
Yeah. In order to build the program, and I'll get to that. But I think for a lot of people, the resistance is probably is the investment for some people as well. You know, where they're like, is this really going to help me? Can this really help me? And the buy-in is everything because it's that belief, right? It's like that's part of it is just making that commitment and often just signing up for the program is the commitment. You know, you're saying to yourself, I'm going to do this no matter what. And that's part of the accountability that you need. It's amazing to have your backing there to be like, dude, I'm here, like I'm rooting for you, like you can do this. That's huge. But also just on a self-belief level, right? When you commit to it and you invest like that, you're investing in yourself, right? And obviously what the results that come from that are massive. But to build a successful coaching problem, I think, yeah, on some level, be obsessed. Like be obsessed on getting your clients the results. And I can't remember who I heard say this or I've read it, but your energy, right? Like for your own transformation, literally what you're essentially just trying to do is share that energy with the people that are looking to do the same thing that you did. And I always think about it like that. When I have coaching calls, I think like I have so much energy for this. Like now is the time for me to give that energy to this person so that even if they're having doubts or they're unsure or they're feeling bad because they didn't, you know, take all the actions that they wanted to last week when the things we decided that they were going to do or whatever, it's like when you show up for them, that it just really helps them get back on track and be like, no, okay, like I can do this. So it's all about that energy. It's all about that belief. Like obsess over it, like to a certain degree. Like I really believe that. Like get the books that you need to get, read them so you can deliver for these people. Because ultimately, again, it really does round off with that. You get your client, right? They believe in you because they love who you are. They want the same kind of transformation. And when you just show up for that person because you're going to deliver for them, they take that on board. They get the result, and they'll be like, "Yeah, you unlocked this for me. Like you need a testimonial. You need they will not stop singing your praise. You know."
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's all like kind of encompassing on that. And something that I did that I think is good as well, just on a very practical level, is have something for people to dig into straight away. So when they sign up, like have a few documents, have a few tasks, things like that, so that they're not just waiting for a week for like the next call. You know, they're like all signed up, they're full of energy, they're ready to go. And then they're like, okay, now I'll just wait for a week and see what happens, right? It's like have something for them to like really get stuck into straight away.
That's epic, man. Awesome. That was a great piece of advice. I think what you mentioned at the end there is like you've got so much energy for something when you've got like when your cup is like overfilling, you can give a piece of energy to other people that can motivate them to make the changes. So I think that's epic. Cool, guys. So obviously I'll put the links to Bold Cafe and stuff like that if you want to check them out. But it was a great video, and I hope you guys got some value from this. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.